This is more topical. Unfortunately,
Uh,
it's topical. I wanted to ask you.
mm,
David Lynch passed away recently, as I'm sure you know. Did you like David Lynch
yeah,
at all? Do you care for his work?
I love David Lynch. I love him, but I didn't get him till fairly recently. Before that, I was kind of was not obviously I like the weirdness of his stuff, but I kind of I was like hesitant to you know like if from a very surface level looking at some of his stuff, it's like, oh, it seems like he's kind of picking at some like interest in exploitative topics that maybe don't affect him directly. But I've kind of come around on that, where I see it as coming from a place of uh, real empathy and caring and like an understanding for just how horrible and strange the world can be. um, uh, yeah, I'm I mean, like, the fact that Twin Peaks was like this huge TV show, and at the time he made the answer to this mystery to be on the topic of sexual assault that occurs inside the family, when I think the cultural messaging was very much like stranger danger, that these dangers came from outside of some person there, whereas it can frequently be, yeah. I thought like it's very subversive, and yeah, I find a lot of his work really emotional. I think Inland Empire has great potential to hit with the young people today that are into like the liminal media or the back rooms. I
Yeah.
feel like it really has that kind of energy. Or yeah, I was watching the David Lynch masterclass on storytelling, and they played the clip from Wild at Heart where Nicolas Cage is like a biker in the leather jacket, and he's talking to the fairy godmother from Wizard of Oz, and he's like, oh, but you know, I'm a criminal, I'm a bad man, and I didn't have any parental guidance. And the the fairy is like, well, if you were truly fucking wild at heart, you would fight for love. And that just like really made me tear up recently. But
That resonates
yeah,
with you.
yeah. And also just like his the way that he kind of the way I feel like he really prioritizes giving you these little chunks that are extremely real to his personal experience, even sometimes at the expense of repeating them in multiple movies or series. I think that like comes back to my approach of like this hyper sincerity, like to try and touch on something really human, even at the expense of it being particularly comprehensible.
Right. You're the same person no matter what project you're working on. So if you're making genuine music, artifacts of your personality and your experience are going to come through,
Yeah,
uh,
totally.
regardless of how much you care for what other people think is one note, or
Yeah.
which I wouldn't describe your art as that, but at all.
Mm-hmm.
But you do it with irregard to what is new to other people, right? What is
Yeah, it's
novel.
uncomfortably intimate, and also I have a real appreciation for the fact that on all of his projects that he made an effort to have the people involved with him to be getting continuously paid from it, like that he the way his movies and TV shows are built, there's all these actors and musicians and stuff that are going to reappear over and over in every movie, and he built this thing with them, alongside them, in this less hierarchical way, where it's not like David Lynch, the auteur, the boss director. It's like all these people that he would like work together alongside with.
Right. There's a reason why the people he works with keep on coming back to him or worked with.
Mm.
Um, this might be the most important question that I've asked you. but how integral is caring to your operation?
It's very integral. I don't think I'd be doing it if I didn't care. Um, uh,
Kind of a broad question.
I'm just trying to think of how to put my answer into words that make sense. Um, I think in a certain way, I'm very skeptical or even nihilistic about how I feel about things, but I am a nihilistic who cares a nihilist who cares a lot.